Hey, I'm Joby Lagrange with KATC reporting here in Lafayette Parish, and the KATC weather experts have forecasted it to be the hottest day of the year so far. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you real-time measurements and the differences of temperature between grass and turf, and what those temperature differences look like between noon and 3 p.m. because do you know which one is actually the hottest part of the day? Now, how are we going to check that? I have got two different instruments. I have got this IR thermometer where you point and shoot a laser and it gives back the temperature. And I have also got a weather meter that measures different variables, and I'll show you that one as well, where it checks different things such as the wind speed, temperature, feels like temperature, the heat index, all sorts of variables. So we'll check a different couple locations here at St. Julian Park to give you a first-hand look at what those temperatures really are. Take our first set of measurements. Right now the time is about 12:37, and we'll check to see what the weather meter thinks the temperature is and go from there. So we have got our temperature of about 91.6 in the shade under the pavilion right now. All right guys, it is almost 3 o'clock. It is 2:57, which means it's time for our second round of measurements, because I think most people think the hottest part of the day is noon, but we're going to show y'all in real time there's actually a delay in that. So the temperature right now in the shade under this pavilion, the air temperature is 96 degrees. All right guys, let's go ahead and check the pavement temperature. 99.4, 100.4, 100.4. So the pavement is staying around 100 degrees. We'll point it right directly down at the pavement to get a reading of that temperature. Look at that, 134.2, incredibly hotter than we saw it under the shade. Okay, so I found a really unique spot to go ahead and film this, because on this side we have the turf, and right next to it we have just plain old grass. That's important because for a control in this, they receive the same amount of sunlight. We're under a high pressure system with very little cloud coverage. As you can see, there's that very natural divide where we have got just our plain old grass divided into the side with the turf. So let's look at the temperature differences starting with the grass. So we have got 110, 109, 105, and 112, so roughly 110 degrees. Let's go ahead and check the turf. 151.6, 148.2, 162.6 degrees. That is a major difference in temperature between the two that are just side by side. You must be wondering, well, Joby, what about, those nice little tables with the shade put in? Does it make a meaningful difference? We're here, we might as well check it out, right? So part of heat safety advice is to take breaks and rests in shaded areas. So does it really make a difference in temperature? We can check in real time right now. Here's our thermometer. If I check just the sunny pavement, 134.4 degrees, 134.4 degrees. Let's check the shade right next to me and see how different it is. 117 degrees, 110 degrees, and I would bet this area has had shade longer. 103 degrees. That's a 30-degree temperature difference just by sitting in the shade rather than in the sun. So keep that in mind when you're outdoors and thinking about your heat safety. And while I'm out here just for fun, aren't we a little bit curious about how hot that playground equipment is that our kids are playing on? I think while we're here, we might as well go and check, right? Are you ready to find out? Let's do it. 143 degrees for the playground equipment, 141, 148. Let's look at the AstroTurf. 169, 163, 167, pointing straight down. So where your kids are walking or where people are walking is actually hotter than the playground equipment itself. Did any of those temperatures surprise you? I'm Joby Lagrange with KATC reporting in Lafayette Parish. National Weather Service gives great guidance on how to stay safe in this heat, including staying extremely hydrated while outdoors, wearing light clothing to keep cool, including even wearing a hat like I am today, and remember to use sunscreen with a recommendation of at least 30 SPF. And of course, we here would recommend that you also get the KATC weather app that gives you real-time alerts to keep you safe and informed. For now, Acadiana, you can visit katc.com for more information.